20,000 applicants take part in Nigerian Air Force 2025 Aptitude test. From the foreign scene, Chile elect Kast as president, defending regionalship to law and order politics. Details shortly. Hello listeners and very good afternoon. Today is Monday 24th of Jumada Thani 1447 after Hijrah, which is equivalent to 15th of December 2025. My name is Mubarak Hamza Adam and here is the news in poll. President Bola Tinubu is attending the 68th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Head of State and Government at the State House Conference Center, Abuja. The Punch understand that the Vice President Kashim Shettima is representing Nigeria at the summit, marking the first time he has led the Nigerian delegation at an ECOWAS meeting on home soil while the president remained in the country. Tinubu, who chaired ECOWAS from July 2023 to July 2025 before handing over to President Julius Bayo of Sierra Leone, delegated Shettima to head Nigerian's delegations. No official reason was provided for this decision. At Sunday's meeting, which began at 3 p.m. local time, leaders and representatives of ECOWAS members stayed holding a special debate on the future of the community. Present at the summit are President Julius Bayo, Sierra Leone, ECOWAS Chair, President Patrice Talon from Benin, Jos Maria Nabez, Cabo Verde, Alassane Ouattara, Cote d'Ivoire, Adama Barrow of the Gambia, John Mahama, Ghana, Umari Embalo, Guinea-Bissau, Jesso Bokai, Liberia, Bassirou Faye, Senegal, and Faure Nasimbe from Togo. The federal government on Sunday announced a nationwide ban on the admission and transfer of students into senior secondary school 3 in both public and private schools across Nigeria. The directive was issued by the Federal Ministry of Education in a press release dated December 14, 2025 and signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Borio Folasade. It was stated that the decision was taken following growing concern over the increasing incidence of the examination malpractice, including the use of so-called special centers during examination. The statement noted that such practices undermine the integrity and credibility of Nigeria's education system. The ministry disclosed that the policy will take effect from the 2026 to 2027 academic session. The policy will take effect from the next academic calendar 2026 to 2027, with admissions and transfers now restricted strictly to Senior Secondary School 1, SS1, and Senior Secondary School 2, SS2. It added that admission or transfer into SS3 will no longer be permitted under any circumstance. Reaffirming the federal government position on education reforms, the ministry said the directive was part of broader effort to protect the integrity of public admissions examinations nationwide. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajudeen Abbas, has called on African Parliament to speak with one voice in response to the changing patterns of global politics. Abbas said African Parliament have a critical role to play in advancing the continent's interests and priorities within the evolving world order. He made the remarks on Saturday at the 3rd General Assembly of the Conference of Speakers and Presidents of African Legislatures in Rabat, Morocco. In a statement made available to journalists on Sunday and signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Musa Krishi, Abbas noted that new technologies are reshaping production, security and social life, even as conflict within and between states continue to displace communities and destabilize fragile regions. According to him, legislative leadership demands strong institutions that hold the executive accountable, protect public finance and drive inclusive growth. He advocated the enactment of laws that will inspire investors, companies and open up the continent economy to create opportunities for Africans' youthful population. Over 20,000 applicants are participating in the ongoing zonal general aptitude test for the Nigerian Air Force's 2025 Vedic military training course recruitment. The exercise is being conducted at 15 designated zonal centers in Sokoto, Mina, Kaduna, Kano, Bauchi, Maiduguri, Yola, Makodi, Jos, Ilorin, Efetu, Ejesa, Enugu, Benin, Port Harcourt, and Ikeja. In a statement yesterday in Abuja, NAF spokesperson Air Commodore Ehemen Ejodome said the extensive national separate reflected the commitment of the service to inclusiveness, equal opportunity, and a transparent, merit-driven recruitment process that enables qualified Nigerians from all parts of the country to compete fairly. The statement said the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, had reaffirmed that the recruitment process be guided by fairness, integrity, and strict adherence to established standards. It said the CAS stressed that the aptitude test was a critical step in building a motivated and mission-ready force, assuring Nigerians of the NAF's continued dedication to supporting internal security operations and protecting the lives and property of citizens in line with its constitutional responsibilities. The national president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Joy Ajero, said that the Congress plan nationwide protest on 17 December remains trivial. He made the statement shortly after a courtesy visit on the chairman of the 19 Northern State Governors Forum and Governor of Gombe State, Inwe in Gombe, the capital city of the state. Ajero decried the negative effect of insecurity on Nigerians' economy, particularly how it is turning away investors, saying that insecurity is affecting even investors coming into this country. According to the NLC president, the protest is aimed at awakening government to its responsibilities of tackling crushing economic hardships, insecurity, banditry, and other abnormalities in the country. The protest, according to the NLC president, is to strengthen the hand of government to be able to solve the myriad of issues bedeviling the country, while calling on all Nigerians to be part and parcel of ending the negative development in Nigeria. Ajero called for total overhauling of our value systems, describing banditry and kidnap for ransom as acts that are aligned to our value system as a people. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, has handed over 11 victims of human trafficking to Ringim Local Government Council of Jigawa State. While handing over the victims at a meeting in Duse on Sunday, the NAPTIP commander in the state, Abdulkadir Turajo, said the victims were rescued by the agency operatives in Lokoja town of Kogi State. Turajo, represented by Mr. Yunus Mohammed, the command head of operations, said the victims, all males and age between 7 and 15, are from Tsaba, Kunkurawa, and Tsabari village of Ringim local government. He said the handover was facilitated by the Jigawa State Ministry for Local Government and Community Development. The commander appreciated the Ringim Council and Ministry for Local Government for their prompt response that facilitated the quick reintegration of the victims with their respective families. Turajo further reiterated the agency's readiness to combat human trafficking through victim identification, rescue, and reunification across the country. Receiving the rescued children, the chairman of the Ringim Local Government Council, Badamasi Garba, commended NAPTIP for rescuing the children. Garba, represented by the council's director of personnel management, Alhaji Idana Isa, pledged effective reintegration and rehabilitation of all the children and to prevent future occurrences. Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has approved the creation of a special task force to improve security at motor parks and other important public places across the state. This was announced in a statement issued on Sunday by the governor's spokesperson Sanusi Batura Dawakin Tupa. According to the statement, the move showed the governor's strong determination to stop criminals from using Kano as a hideout, especially at major entry and exit points within the city. Motor parks were singled out as high-risk areas because of heavy human traffic and recent security concerns, including the arrest of suspected criminals at the Koparua Motor Park. The task force will focus on close monitoring, intelligence gathering, and joint security operations and motor parks and other vulnerable locations. Governor Yusuf said the step is a preventive measure meant to stop security threats before they grow worse. He added that it will improve cooperations among security agencies and help restore public confidence. The governor also restated his administration's zero tolerance for crime and assured that the state government will continue to give full support to security agencies to protect lives and property in Kano. The All Progressive Congress APC has another big week in their fold as Taraba State Governor Abu Kefas has officially registered as a member of the ruling party. Governor Kefas, who joined the APC from the People's Democratic Party PDP, receiving his membership card from his ward chairman hospital ward in Wukari local government area of the state. He said a new date for the official defection into the party will be announced soon. After he registered as an APC member, the governor, who was the event with some party executives, assured them of transforming the state and ensuring inclusive governance for more dividends of democracy. The governor had postponed his defection scheduled for November 19th following the abduction of school children in Kebbi State. The National Agricultural Development Fund on Sunday in Sokoto State flagged off the first phase of its onion intervention program, targeting 600 onion farmers and covering 300 hectares of farmland across the state. The program was officially flagged off by the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of NADF, Muhammad Abdullahi Ibrahim, who was represented by the agency's Assistant General Secretary Muazu Ibrahim. Speaking at the ceremony, Ibrahim said the intervention was designed to help farmers recover from losses caused by flooding and climate-related shocks, restore production capacity, and strengthen resilience with the onion value change. He noted that onion farmers in Sokoto, Kebbi, Yobe, and Borno State were among the worst affected by recent flooding, strengthened that the disasters disrupted livelihood, local market, and national food supply. According to him, the program implemented in collaboration with state government and other stakeholders commenced with the distribution of critical farm input and aligned with the Renew Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He assured beneficiaries that the exercise would be guided by transparency, accountability, and equity, adding that all input had been properly verified to reach genuine farmers. Now to the business report. The Federal Executive Council has approved 3 major public-private partnership projects worth over 6.43 trillion, signaling increased private sector investing in Nigerians' infrastructure. The project include 2 seaports and 460 megawatt hydropower plant, marking the second batch of public-private partnership initiatives. For more on the business report, here is our correspondent.
Nigeria's import of crude oil from the United States rose by 153% in the first 9 months of 2025, according to the latest data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. The trade paper of crude oil from the U.S., a significant rise from the 15.79 million barrels recorded in the same period of 2024. A month-by-month breakdown of data shows that U.S. crude shipments of Nigeria increased steadily in 2025. There was no record of such an import in January in either year, according to available data in February. Nigeria imported 3.11 million barrels, slightly lower than the 3.61 million barrels recorded in the same month of 2024. In March 2025 saw 5.25 million barrels, up from 3.42 million barrels in March 2024. Nigeria's metering performance improved between September and October 2025, with 187,765 electricity customers newly metered nationwide, according to the latest metering fact sheet released by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. The document shows that 80,943 customers received meters in September, while another 106,822 were metered in October. It indicated that the sustained meter rollout pushed the national metering rate from 55.7% in September to 56.7% in October. The National Oil Onion Producers, Processor and Marketers Association of Nigeria, Kaduna State Chapter, has predicted a slight increase in the cost of onions during the Yuletide due to the rising demand. The Secretary of the Association in Kaduna State, Mr. Amir Adamu, said this in an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria. He said that increased demand for the produce, coupled with the fact that some onion palms are yet to be harvested, is driving prices up as the festive season approaches. Amina Umar Carpenter, reporting for Rahma Comprehensive News.
You are listening the news live from the studios of Rahma Radio 97.3 FM, the people's delight, and you can listen to us live via www.rahmatv.com. The news will continue after this short break. Welcome back. The Northern Elders Forum called for the immediate termination of the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the Federal Inland Revenue Services and the French Tax Authority, Direction General des Finances Publiques. The forum warned that the agreement poses a grave threat to Nigerians' economic sovereignty and national security. In an often later address to the federal government, the Senate and the House of Representatives, the forum described the MOU as a dangerous tax data agreement capable of exposing Nigerians' most sensitive economic information to foreign control. The letter signed by the NEF spokesperson, Professor Abubakar Jidere, stated that the agreement goes beyond technical cooperations and represent what the group termed an unprotected gateway into the heart of Nigerians' tax infrastructure. According to the letter, the Northern Elders Forum writes today with great concern and overwhelming sense of patriotic duty. Nigeria stands at a crossroad, one that threatens the very pillars of our economic sovereignty, national security and collective dignity as an independent African nation. The elders warn that the France's historical engagement in Africa have often resulted in economic manipulation, political fragile and long-term dependency, urging Nigeria not to repeat what they describe as past mistake made by other African nations. Flyvad Aircraft Management Services Limited has confirmed that all passengers and crew aboard one of its aircraft were safe following an incident involving an unusual landing at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport on Sunday morning. The aircraft registration 5NISB was en route from Abuja to Kano when it encountered difficulties during landing at about 9:30 a.m. The jet had 11 passengers and 3 crew members on board. Eyewitness at the airport said the aircraft came to a stop on the runway and passengers were immediately evacuated. In a statement issued in Lagos and signed by its corporate communications team, Flyvad described the occurrence as an unusual landing, strengthened that safety procedures were followed. Flyvad confirmed that all passengers and crew disembarked safely and that no injuries were recorded. The company added that a detailed technical inspection and investigations had commenced in line with regulatory requirements. Now from the foreign scene, Jose Antonio Kast won Chile's presidential election on Sunday, leveraging voter fears over rising crime and migration to take the country to its sharpest rightward shift since the end of dictatorship in 1990. Kast secured 58.30% of the vote in runoff with the leftist candidate Janete Jara, who was at 41.70%, with more than 95% of the ballot counted. Kast has been a consistent right-wing hardliner throughout his decade-long political career. He has proposed building border walls, deploying the military to higher crime areas, and deporting all migrants in the country illegally. His victory marks the latest win for the resurgent right in Latin America. He joins Ecuador's Daniel Noboa, El Salvador's Nayib Bukele, and Argentina's Javier Milei. In October, the election of centrist Rodrigo first ended almost 2 decades of socialist rule in Bolivia. Anti-Semitism should have been taken seriously sooner, according to the Australian Jewish Association. Speaking with CNN's Rosemary Church on Newsroom earlier, Robert Gregory described how grief has turned to anger toward the government in the wake of Sunday's deadly terror attack at Bondi Beach. As he said, lawmakers have mixed opportunities to tackle a reported rise in